Croix. Phil, good to see you again.
Yeah, great to be back. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to a good game tonight, too.
Got a doubleheader here at Pony Stadium. The men's team, the St. Croix Legends. Right after this one, I believe we'll both be on the call for that one. Do I have that right, Phil?
Oh, yeah, getting to hang out for 2 games tonight, so looking forward to it.
Phil and I will be up here for a while. Interesting, last time we were up here, the referees were in blue. Today they're in red, going with their unusual colors for these games, it seems. So just about to get underway here. Somewhat overcast afternoon here in Stillwater.
Looks like we have Todd Sowers in the middle tonight. He's a well-known referee in the area, signs a lot of games, helps up with the National Sports Center up in Minnesota as the main referee assigner there. So if anybody's familiar with the USA Cup, Todd is in charge of all the officials for USA Cup. We'll see what this Dakota Fusion team has to offer this afternoon. Looks like a little bit of a difficult year for them. 0-8 at the start of this game, and 3 goals for and 36 against. And your Legacy comes in at 4th place right now with 4 wins and 4 losses.
Been a good overall first season for this team. Have not really played together before and really seemed to get into the swing of things in the last 2 games.
Yeah, it's taken a bit. I mean, when the 2 top teams in the league are in the first half of your schedule, first couple of games, you know, you're going to start off on the back foot a little bit, especially in year 1, just a little bit more difficult, right? But, you know, they finally settled in, sort of getting into the meat of the schedule and, you know, kind of settled on a little bit of a formation. We'll see what they roll out tonight, but just everything just feels a lot more relaxed and in place than it was, you know, even 6 weeks ago.
Looks, from our vantage point up here, like they're sticking with that back 3 to start. The St. Croix Legacy kicking from right to left on your screen in the gray, and Dakota Fusion in the bright yellow kicking from left to right.
Legacy has a pretty strong lineup to start here. Callian Mogler up top, Cater out on the right for the right wing back. Bonilla has the left wing back. The 2 twins are playing back in the attacking midfield spot, and we also have Maddie Gaffney through the 6, which we were really impressed with her play last time we were together.
Absolutely, yes. Gaffney really controlling the game, both on and off the ball. Excellent. So underway here. See what this Friday afternoon has to offer for us.
At least it's a little overcast for this, because it would be a screamer out there if it wasn't. And
yeah, when I got here, the sun was really baking down on the field, and it did feel it was going to be hot. And that's a good through ball early on. Bonilla's making the run through the middle, down the right-hand side, goes into the middle, and just a little bit behind Mogler. It's partially back out and over from Merdzak. Good chance there. Merdzak might have expected a little bit more of herself there.
yeah, you know, Cater got into the box, you know, with some pace. She made herself dangerous, created the good angle to either take a shot or look for a cutback service to somebody, and, you know, runs in the box. Just unfortunate that the 2 things did not connect in the way that we would have hoped they would have.
Great through ball as well. I think that was Merdzak who started the move with a really nice ball to Cater down that right-hand side. Got a little crowd assembled here on a Friday afternoon as we head into 4th of July weekend. Probably one of the better crowds I've seen.
Yeah, I think it'll build as the night goes, too, with that doubleheader tonight. I know it is Foot Tech night this evening, and for those of you that aren't familiar with what Foot Tech is, the head coach of the Legacy, Joaquin, runs a summer camp training program as well as a winter training program for all kids, for all skill levels. It's pretty popular, well attended, and reaching upon that population to say, come on out tonight and give it a look and take a game in right before the long holiday break.
And we thank Foot Tech for sponsoring us. Good program, teaches those close foot skills. Makes players technically better. Gaffney, Bonilla's making the run out wide. They slow down the play for the moment. To Peterson. That back three have looked really solid for the Legacy. Peterson, Hines, Cater down the right-hand side. A bit of miscommunication. They're going to be able to keep it in play. They are not.
The hard part with the back three is really just the decision-making process and sort of the shape, right? Not getting too spread out so that you're not going to get exposed when they're looking to move forward. So we'll look for them to stay nice and tight when the ball is central. We'll look for them to slide to either the right or the left today when the ball moves to those sides of the field. And then also look for those wing backs potentially to recover on the weak side.
Bonilla into the middle for Gaffney. First time ball out wide to Cater. Several runners in the middle. Cater down toward the byline. Cater's cross just got a little bit away from her there. Good ball movement early on, though, from the Legacy.
Interestingly, very narrow front three from the Fusion perspective. Actually, they might even be in a 4-5-1.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a 4-2-3-1 there, and those three, as you said, flat and narrow behind the one striker. Gaffney wins it back again.
Which can be difficult, especially when you recover the ball and you're trying to transition.
This Legacy team, on the other hand, very big on width. These wingbacks always involved in the play, and that's some good goalkeeping there from Carter of the Fusion. Saw Carter a little bit in the warm-up, looked solid.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting because you think about ball recovery and then transitioning into more of an offensive stance from a formation perspective. It's going to be really hard to do that when you're super narrow. So, from the initial impressions, it looks like the wingbacks may or may not be involved today.
Oh, what a ball that is, though. Behind here, and they're not able to quite get the shot off there. It was a great ball there into the path of Hurley, but could have maybe taken the shot on a little bit earlier. Hit it hard across the face, just let it get wide. Support didn't arrive and had to take the shot on from a tricky angle.
Even in that scenario, it was a good decision, but not a lot of numbers in support.
Allen tried to get into the path of Cater, who's been quite involved early on. Foul there.
Kind of slow going to start here. I wouldn't even consider it feeling each other out. It's just more of, I think, the Legacy's played quite a few games recently, and I'm not sure what the Dakota Fusion schedule has been like, but it just kind of feels like everybody's sort of okay with just kind of being patient and slow.
It's a good tackle, though, and chance here again for Fusion. Well blocked, and be a corner for the Fusion, who have gotten themselves somewhat in behind that back line early on. 2 occasions now.
Yes, Legacy's going to need to hopefully recognize soon that there's a lot of space on the width out there, because that ball square across the top of the 18 from a left center back to a right center back is just a really, really difficult situation to deal with.
Set piece opportunity here for the Fusion. And it's a good deep delivery. All the way back to Carter, swings it back in, and the header is out of play. Well defended in the end. Corner was looking for that second ball of sorts with the depth on it.
Yeah, just need to try to redirect that back across the face of goal, and we ended up pushing it towards the near post, which made it difficult.
Merdzik made a nice run there. Mogler was a little off balance as she tried to find the long pass. Good tackle there from Merdzik, though, and they've got 3-4 now up in support here. Still Merdzik tried to slip into Cater, but gets it back, and eventually taken off her, and the Fusion will try and bring it the other way.
Again, there's that width, just not a lot of it for the Fusion to start.
Good tackle there from Peterson, and gets it out wide. Hines into the path of Mogler, drops it back toward Bonilla, who tried to slide it all the way through for Hallen.
Little knock to the face here, so referee's going to have coaching staff check her out just to make sure. It's a standard procedure when it comes to a injury to the head or the face area.
I think actually the player has to come off if the if the referee stops play for a head injury.
Give the athletic trainer time to take a look at her and clear her. It didn't look like there was much in there, but absolutely want to check that out and make sure that everything's all right. You can see the back line of Fusion is really just not taking out much of an athletic or offensive approach in any way. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can create in the offensive third.
Another set piece opportunity here for the Fusion. Might be one of their better routes to goal here. That's a good looking ball, but into the hands of Dugan in the end.
Definitely quite dangerous. You're really looking for, like, making sure the goalkeeper is questioning whether she should come or stay is really your goal with that ball. Can you entice her out, or can you make her nervous about coming out? That's really the goal with that ball.
It's a good ball. No one seemed to really attack there for the Fusion. Into a really dangerous area. Took a bounce in front of the goalkeeper. Bit of a miscommunication there, and it's given away in the penalty area. Peterson recovers well, though, and in the end concedes a corner.
You know, this approach of being so narrow is kind of growing on me a little bit from the perspective of they are almost in essence playing 3v2 through the middle of the field between Gaffney and the center back, and their 3 forwards, or even their 4 if you include the attacking mid. It's causing quite a bit of problem because you're really just looking to go direct to goal versus trying to go wide and around. So it is an interesting approach, but it is helping.
Makes those 3 center backs play quite narrow as well. Leaves some room sort of halfway between the touchline and the middle. Another throw in that time.
You know, the other thing it's doing is it is making it difficult for them to play out of the back, too. I think there's a considerable amount of confusion right now as to what are each other's responsibilities, where does the ball need to go, because of, you know, what I would consider a slightly unorthodox approach to the 4-3-3 type setup.
Just over 11 minutes played. Been a bit of a slow start. No huge chances. A couple half chances the way of the Fusion.
Maybe a long throw here?
Maybe, and it's a good one as well. Good distance there toward that 6-yard box. And eventually cleared, and that's a really good clearance into the path of Hallen. That's Mogler's making the run down the touchline. It's a good ball into the path of Mogler. Few arriving in the middle. Mogler toward the penalty area. Still Mogler waits for support. Cuts inside on the right foot. Mogler drills it across toward Cater. Ended up being a bit behind her, and she will not. Oh, she does get there. That is ridiculous pace from Cater there.
It's good by Callahan to be patient and wait.
Yeah, it was good play in the box there, just holding up the play.
There was not, the support was 20-some yards behind her.
And Fusion tracked the runners quite well coming into the box. Wasn't anyone wide open who you'd think has a simple pass there.
See, this is where it's making it hard. If we all take a look here, where it's almost 4v4 across our back line with their 3 forwards and attacking center mid trying to shut down Gaffney. What we really need is we need one of the Mertzecs to drop down and get on that ball to help us break that initial line in order to continue to possess and play out. Gaffney's going to be a difficult option to help us possess off of the back line today, just because it looks like she's going to be marked out of the situation often.
It's a good ball in the direction of Cater, who takes a great first touch forward. A couple runners in the middle, Bonilla and Mogler, and it's in toward Mogler and well cleared. Cater's looked very lively early on. That was a great touch forward as well. Difficult ball to bring down, especially off this very live surface.
Yeah, she looked really good the last time as well in terms of just her contributions in general, bringing a lot of energy.
Cater with another good ball. It's a dangerous one, and got to Hallen before she even realized. I think the goalkeeper sort of masked her vision there.
It was unexpected, I would say.
What a ball that was, though.
From behind the defender, too, so a lot of people were shielded from the thought of that.
I think both the goalkeeper and Hallen there probably unaware. As you said, it came from behind the defender. A few runners here forward, but the touch is just a little heavy, and Peterson takes advantage and will bring it forward. Cater's making the run again, and it's into the path of Cater. Again, runners in. Hallen, Bonilla, and Mogler. Cater, low ball in. Half cleared, only as far as Bonilla. We'll look to recycle it here. And on the left-hand side, it's a good-looking cross as well, and through everybody, Cater able to get to it and puts it over. Better in the last 3 to 5 minutes, though, from the Legacy, creating some attacking opportunities.
Definitely. It seems that 1v1 on the outside backs are going to be the key to their success today. Maybe get Bonilla mixed in a little bit here, too, to give her a chance. The only thing I would ask is, like, can we run closer to the goal? You know, we turn that corner, and we're looking for that service, but can we, you know, Cater's got room. If she just beats that initial defender, she might be able to either tap it in herself or, you know, have an easier cutback cross for an easier tap in.
Yeah, the crosses have been good, but when you are crossing on especially a pretty wide field like this, and from the touchline, not easy to get deliveries in and get goals.
This is where we want to see some of those attacking center mids or even a center forward drop down to pick up the ball, make it easier for the build out.
See Merdzik there, immediately
Like
has 2 on her, but does well, gets it into the path of Hallen. Hallen, good touch back to Merdzik. Merdzik, that's a great ball to the other Merdzik, and the goalkeeper's out well, though. It's not the best ball, though, and it's Cater. Cater should shoot here. Cater does shoot, and Cater scores, and deservedly so. A good start from Cater. And as Coach Phil said, one of the Merdziks dropping back in, picking up that ball, leads to that move. And the Legacy lead by a goal to 0. 11 minutes played. A bit of a mistake from the goalkeeper, Quinn Carter. Came out well, but the pass only found Cater, who looked up, had a couple of touches, and put it in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take it, right? They make a mistake, we capitalize on it. You know, the hardest part is still finishing, right? She still has to put the ball in that back of the net, and it's a fairly easy thing to miss or get too excited about, and she did a great job of tucking that ball away back post and putting her team up 1-0.
It's a great ball from Lainey Merdzik to Avery Merdzik, who forced the goalkeeper out of the box, forced her to use her feet and couldn't pick it up. Fusion trying to get right back into this game and have a couple of shots blocked there.
You know, just strictly looking on record, I wasn't sure what they were going to offer, and they have offered quite a bit more offensively than I was initially expecting. So it's been a good back and forth game. I mean, it's been quality. Now they need to figure out how they're going to stop this, though.
Cater really gets that pace going and wins a throw. Good to get that early goal, though.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of pressure off you. You can play a little bit looser.
Especially a team that's down the standings. A lot of time you're expecting that goal, and when it doesn't come, can get a little restless out there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that drags into the 60th, 70th, 80th minute, and all of a sudden you're scoring an 89th minute match winner on a game from a talent perspective that you could win 4-5-0. And you're walking away with a 1-0 win, and, you know, a coach that, you know, might have to go, you know, to the hospital because of the stress that it causes.
Substitution on for Dakota, number 20, Keely Johnston.
It's a good ball down the line towards Hallen. 2 waiting in the middle, and Hallen does well there, just wins a corner. Over everybody, not sure whose ball that's going to be. Bonilla's chasing it, and it will be Fusion ball.
The struggles on set pieces kind of continue a little bit. You know, we just haven't been as productive as I think they would have hoped they would be in these situations, because, you know, service has been good. It's not been great, but, you know, just not a lot of production. And, you know, you're hoping to score once every 10 opportunities, once every 15, just to add some additional goals to your results. It's tough too, because set piece play is something of a comfortability thing as well. Like, it takes time to develop that cohesiveness. It takes time to develop that understanding. What's the delivery look like? What's the runs look like? What is everybody's skill set? You know, what are people good at? What do they recognize? It just takes time and repetition, and in some cases you just don't have enough time to get to where you'd like to be in a short season such as this.
Absolutely very short season. That's a good shot. It's sliding, and Dugan had to get down quickly to her left-hand side there to make the save.
I think it was heading wide, but just for safe measure, she made sure there was no question as to whether or not it was.
Good work from Strand. Picked the ball up, had a quick shot.
There's that sun back.
Delivery from Johnston. Good initial header clear. Volley comes in. Cleared again. Merdzik looking to bring it down. Eventually does, and turns away from trouble well. Great technical work there from Merdzik, as usual. Finds Cater. A couple runners forward. One of them is Mogler, and just a little bit under hit there. Picked up by Avery Merdzik.
This is a little bit better from Legacy, just sort of poking and prodding a little bit, trying to find what they'll give them.
Better defending that time by Larson against Cater. It's good work to get it back to, that was Hines, and it's a good low cross in. Awkward bounce, cleared well. Helen trying to get onto it, only as far as Gaffney. Merdzik does well to shield it, and turns out of trouble there, and still, and then eventually cleared.
It's a good cross by Cater again. I mean, the reasons for crossing were a lot better in that situation. She had good numbers in the box. She had 1v1s across the back line, so it makes a lot of sense for that early service for her. And there's a decent gap between the goalkeeper and the center back, so it was a great decision with regards to that. That's, you know, textbook early service requirements. still want to see her get in line, get across the goal, get closer to the goal, and then look to cut back or finish on her own. But whomever comes in now for that right wing back spot, should continue to see a lot of service until Dakota Fusion can figure out a way to stop what they're trying to do.
5 or 6 changes here. Getting some rotation going in this final game of the season. Looks like Peterson's in on the left. It's a good delivery and well defended and shielded back to the goalkeeper. Looks like Henneman is in up front.
Stop by and put your name into the raffle to win a signed soccer ball. Stop by. The drawing is free. Come on down to the tent and put your name in for the raffle.
Wagner in the midfield as well. So it looks like Jeffers is on the left-hand side. Ball given away. Looking for the first time ball in behind. Couldn't quite find it. But they do get it out wide there.
That was well dealt with. That was looking very much like a losing effort there, and that defender did a great job.
This one deep cross now. And Peterson able to... Can't see who that is from up here. Trying to get those names quickly. They're not the clearest numbers on the jerseys for the Legacy. The Fusions are actually much clearer with the black text.
Callie was pressuring the ball there.
That's good work there from Jeffers to win the free kick. Dangerous area. Good for an in-swinging right-footed ball. Could be a shot or cross.
Jeffers is working her way back from an injury. She's just starting to get some minutes now and being cautious.
Taken quickly into the path of Jeffers, and Jeffers has slipped in behind here. Really good defending, though. But it's back only as far as... It's a really good chance there for Hillstrom, but was well blocked.
Interesting decision there. Was kind of hoping she would have put that on frame. It's almost like she was trying to play that across
the
face of goal.
May have been in two minds there. Here's Hillstrom still, goes across. Just a little too far for Murdzik.
Is that Wagner, 23?
It says Hillstrom on my roster, but it could be wrong.
I believe you.
Big thank you to Minnesota Foot Tech, our title kit sponsor for this season. Minnesota Foot Tech's main goal as soccer trainers and coaches is to teach players to be comfortable with the ball on their feet and teach moves that they will enjoy performing that will amaze teammates and coaches. This summer, Minnesota Foot Tech has a number of camps and training sessions for every player at every age level to improve and build basic skills and master specific positions. More information can be
covered here by Peterson.
foottech.com. Make sure to stop by the gear tent.
Given away though again.
Merchandise lineup. We've got new hats, shirts, a brand new sticker.
And Fusion now moving it forward quite effectively. Good tracking back there from Wagner.
Again, this is that situation where some width would be really helpful for Fusion in the final third. They just are looking across, they're looking to switch, and it's really, 1v1 across the board. It's hard.
Chance to shoot here, and shot does come in, and it's well high. It was a long way out.
I think that one of the big talking points at halftime is going to be how can Legacy clean up the mistakes that are leading to a Fusion possession in the final third. Most of the possession in the final third has come directly off some sort of Legacy mistake, whether it's a playing it to the teammate or a poor touch or succumbing to the pressure that they're putting on in that space. It's really on them to try to see if we can rectify that and allow us to stay in our end more often. Or allow us to stay in their end more often, not our end. We don't want to be in our end.
I don't think so. We try our best. 26 minutes played. Been a bit of a slow game so far. One goal from Cater off a mistake from goalkeeper of the Fusion.
Ball All kids and players tonight are encouraged to
Merdzik drops
participate in
really
our
deep
fun
there.
half-time contest. With 5 minutes left in the first half, head down to the open gate on the north end of the field to get ready for a chance to win some free gear.
Quicker switch is on, and it'd be nice to get this in play and maybe start to look towards Jeffers' side of the field. She's got acres of room, and we've been successful down the right-hand side, but we really don't know what the left-hand side has to offer yet because we haven't really ventured down that way. So it'd be nice to get somebody on the ball, get a nice quick switch over to that space, and see if we can run at them a little bit and see what happens.
There's no waiting at the Street Eats
Game
Grill food truck.
has been played
Here for both
on that
games.
right-hand side, largely.
Grab some street tacos, pulled pork or chicken sandwich, and enjoy the game.
We were just in St. Louis last weekend, and it was 95 degrees, and that turf just adds another 10 degrees of temperature. So, air temp right now here is 85. It's probably playing closer to 95 for them out there. So, you can imagine there'll be some sluggishness that comes along with a little bit of that heat that's being offered.
Only 4 subs for the Fusion, so maybe a bit of a lack of squad depth, something not easy to build. Shots there really well blocked.
Yeah, I'd be really curious to find out the makeup of the squad. Where do they come from? A lot of collegiate players, or there are some youth players mixed in. Just be curious to learn a bit more.
Have some very technically good players, it would appear.
Did want to give a shout out to Mr. Chris Early, who is one of the legacy assistant coaches that seems to fail to make the PA announcements every home game. So Chris, we do recognize your contributions to the side, and we thank you for your commitment this season. Well, drop ball action off of a simple injury check request by the referee, and then the player is now waved on to return.
Legacy were in a good attacking position when that was called, so they were looking for a quite advantageous drop ball position.
Got an interesting mix in right now with what we have up front. Just a little bit of pace.
Ball a little deep there and out of play from Merdzik.
A little bit of pace mixed with Ari's ability to sort of hold up the ball and distribute with her back to goal as a center forward. So it's a nice little mix. If those two could maybe look to try to work together a little bit more and play off each other, it could start to cause some significant problems, at least from a chemistry or from a setup perspective. They have what would be needed to try to create some chemistry to cause some issues for them. So it would be interesting to see them try to work together a little bit more.
It's a great ball, and Merdzik's onto it here. A couple runners across. Jeffers is in a lot of space. Still Merdzik. Tried to play it across, and it's really well defended there.
One of the hardest things to teach players is to get in front of that defender, take a touch past them, cut them off. If we're able to do that in that situation, much like what Cater was doing earlier, we should be in beyond them a bit more. It's just that final touch is just sort of lacking right now.
Chipped in, and it's a good header, and keeper did well despite being shielded.
Great effort to get a little bit of power on it. Fortunately, sort of right at the goalkeeper, but that's positive. If I were coaching right now, I would consider that a positive situation from our set piece perspective.
Good header, not the easiest position, was running back toward the ball. Good work there from Jeffers. Picks the pocket of the defender, 2 waiting in the middle. Still Jeffers. Jeffers with the right-footed shot, and it's a good hit from Jeffers. Just couldn't quite get the power behind it. Was a little bit behind her as she hit it, and comfortable enough catch in the end for Carter.
Like I was mentioning earlier, Jeffers is coming off a bit of a knee injury. She's just kind of starting to return to play, so slowly been working herself back in the last couple of weeks. Ball State believe they're D1 or D2 outside back that's coming in trying to contribute to the side. So nice to have her back and see her, or nice to get her in the mix. Obviously, it's our first year, so we're not having her back, but having her in the mix and contributing.
Merdzik again with one of those runs through everybody and looks to be offside there for, I believe that was Hillstrom.
It was good intent there. Unfortunately, just two things came into play, which is the ball was delivered on the pass a little too late, and the Fusion team had good awareness to step and push her offside. So, both groups, one good thing, one not so great thing, but, good intent, good movement. What we want to see from the Legacy team is just trying to change what they're doing.
On for Dakota, number 9, Ellie Beatty, and number 25, Allie Tharp.
It's a good idea from Merdzik. Hillstrom was making the run right through the middle. Heavy tackle there.
Would still love to see that switch. It's on for us. When we come into that central space, can we get it all the way over to Jeffers? If we have to go back, we have to go back. But they're staying pretty tight through the back. Those gaps are not very big, and they seem to be fairly well organized. So let's take advantage of what's been working.
Oh, good shot there, and it's just over the top there. It was left-footed strike from Merdzik.
It's a good effort. They pushed her sort of out. Well, no, actually, it looks like she... Oh, is she playing the wingback role now?
I think she might be.
Sort of feels like she's out wide now, yeah. That's what it looks like to me, is that she's pushed into that wide space. Again, I think they've identified that as a space to attack, and so it makes a lot of sense to put a really quality player in that space to try to take advantage of it.
Fusion trying to make something happen here. Ball goes out wide. Trying to just find that space, but goal kick in the end.
It's too bad she didn't get her head up. She might have been able to take a shot on there to the back post. People still filtering in. Attendance keeps growing and growing, it looks like to me.
Yeah, good attendance here. Got a taco truck, I believe. Is it tacos?
Street foods. So I actually haven't personally looked at the menu, but they classify themselves as street foods.
They were able to get the truck through the gates and into the main part of the stadium here. Watched them do that as I was walking in, so always good to have some food.
Substitution on for the Legacy.
May grab some actually between the two games here.
Laney returns and immediately insert her into the role that Avery was playing on that wide right.
Oh, that's a good ball and was offside in the end on Hillstrom.
You have to double check. I'm pretty sure that's Anna Wagner, but I believe you. I'll have to double check.
Yes, I just have the numbers in front of me, but I could be wrong. Numbers are often changed throughout the season.
If anything, we can give a hard time to our operations director.
Yeah, it's just not my fault. As long as it's someone else's fault, it's fine. It's a good ball out wide to Merdzik. Goes first time there and just out of play.
Interesting change in tactic all of a sudden. Now they're looking for big balls in behind. Sort of getting away a little bit from what was working earlier. Something specific that the coaching staff has probably identified that they want to try to take advantage of.
Jeffers.
Full switch.
Good work there from Hillstrom. Gets it out wide to Merdzik. Good low ball in, and it was sort of a half shot, half cross, and no one could quite get on the end of it. Jeffers was closest.
Again, great setup. Cross makes a ton of sense. We got 2v2 in that space. If anything, Dakota needs to adjust a bit because they can't continue to leave 2v2 on their two center backs and expect to be able to deal with that all day. You know, likely they're going to have to drop a holding midfielder or something, or tuck an outside back in or something to help increase their odds of defending that situation.
Say for the first 10 minutes of this game, Fusion actually looked the better team, and certainly has not been that way for the last 27 minutes.
Yeah, Legacy was definitely slightly indifferent about what they wanted to do today in the first bit. And Dakota Fusion was like, hey, let's go out and see if we can grab a goal, get up, maybe hold on, maybe score a second, who knows. But they definitely wanted to try to put the situation in their own hands.
Ball as well shepherded back to Dugan by Hines there.
Not a bad way to start the 4th of July Saturday weekend, unless you're working on Monday. A little soccer action. Who's oh,
It's a good ball, offside again. That one looked pretty tight though. Not happy with the decision.
yeah, it was pretty darn close, that's for sure. With the USL 2 men coming up here at 7, what's their opponent? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Got to check that.
Not a bad back-to-back set of games to watch.
It's a good touch, and
Just out of the reach there.
couldn't quite find it there. It was Sanders trying to slip that ball through. Merdzik down the right-hand side. Cross comes in, is blocked. Back to her, though. Does well, just traps the opponent in and wins a throw.
It's a little sustained possession here, trying to manipulate the game.
Hillstrom lays it back. Back to Hillstrom again. Jeffers with a low shot and comfortable enough for Carter.
She's been very lively. She seems to have got her full set of confidence back, and you know, this I think is probably one of the longest shifts she'll have had of the season, just trying to ease herself back in.
Legends will take on Manitoba tonight.
From Canada?
Believe so.
Ooh. The Canadians have some good USL teams. They've been pretty tough. Thunder Bay's been pretty solid. I have not seen the Manitoba side, but some good soccer action for sure.
Looking forward to that one.
Out for a corner.
And a bit of a mistake there leads to a corner for the Fusion.
See if we can keep them out here in the closing 4 minutes.
A bit of slow first half overall. It's a good effort, and it's back in again, and oh my goodness. Really well blocked off the line. Dugan made the first stop, but I think it was one of the defenders who made the second one, and now they're coming the other way, and that's a great ball, and it's into the path of Hillstrom if she can get there, and she can get there, and she's in behind, and it's good goalkeeping there from Carter.
Brave.
Really good
brave.
just to stay on your feet there, not go down too early, try and win that ball, because if you don't, it's a goal.
I'm not 100% sold that she knew exactly where she was either, just from the perspective of, you know, standing outside that box, handball or not. But it's really well done, really brave. That's what you want to see from that goalkeeper, is approach that situation with as much confidence as possible. Again, Legacy Set pieces got to button that bit up there. Almost conceded with a couple minutes left. Almost scored with a couple minutes left. A little bit of chaotic series there for a second.
Yeah, not from the Fusion perspective. You won't want to be countered that easily off attacking set piece.
It's a long way to go to have to give up a goal in that situation. It's great to see Callie getting on the ball a little bit more, too. She's a really strong contributor as a player, really smart player, too. So it's nice to see her getting on the ball a little bit because her first 10 minutes or so, she really didn't get too many touches. So, and she can be a really strong contributor with her intelligence on the ball, and just overall soccer sense is just, slightly elevated than your average player.
It's another good ball, and Carter's out quickly.
Again, that's what Ari's good at. Let's get it played into her, whether it's her feet, thigh, chest, whatever. Let's play it into her, let people work off her a little bit, and she does a great job of finding people. It's something that she contributes to regularly at St. Kate's.
St. Kate's one of the high-quality MIAC teams.
I believe the either conference tournament champions or the conference champions. I always forget which one it is, but always near the top.
Oh, and another bit of mistake from the goalkeeper, and it's in. Good finish there from Hillstrom. Just forced it off of Carter and managed to get a foot on it, and it's 2-0 right on the stroke of halftime.
They're going to feel a little bit hard done there. It's just unfortunate. Goalkeeper did a great job, came out, closed that space down like he's supposed to. And just unfortunate that the touch kind of went directly below her, and some contact from the forward turned it into the goal for us.
It's good forward play. Always poaching, looking for those second balls, trying to get a toe on it.
That is definitely the definition of a scrappy poacher type goal right there. Right place at the right time.
Apparently, I do apologize, that was Wagner. You were correct. My roster appears to be wrong. The PA announcers appear to have a different roster that seems to be correct. And I apologize to Anna Wagner and anyone watching who is supporting her. Bit of a dangerous ball there. Good composure, though.
I know Anna. I just haven't really interacted with her very much. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's her, but I don't know 100%.
Jeffers, that's a good ball down the line towards Wagner, and he's got a good 1v1 here. Decides to go inside. And plays it back. Wouldn't expect much stoppage time here. Jeffers.
Minimal, something like a minute probably would be my guess.
It's interesting what you said earlier about being sort of direct to the goal. Saw another one there where they could have tried to go outside the defender and go towards that goal.
Yeah, I mean, she's 1v1. There's acres of space behind, nobody else in her way. Let's go left. Let's go around her, straight in on goal, make it dangerous. Make that defender make a choice. Take you down or get beaten. But when you cut it back, sometimes you're opening yourself up for that defender to step and win the ball. And if they were just a little bit more direct, I think they'd find a little bit more joy in the game. Not necessarily direct from a style of play, but direct in their decision-making.
Sanders, good ball looking for Wagner, and it's played out of play. Referee checks his watch. Goes down the line toward Wagner. And halftime is called with the Legacy up 2-0. Bit of a slow start, but goals from Cater and Wagner showing up that halftime advantage for the Legacy, and they'll look to keep that up when we return in about 15 minutes.
Legacy goals in the 16th minute scored by Claire Cater.
I am legend.
I am legend.
I am legend.
We're joined here by Legacy Assistant Coach Chris Early. Chris, thanks for joining us. Can you kind of give us a rundown of what you've thought of the season so far?
Yeah, I mean, with the inaugural season, you never really know what to expect, but it's been I think a really positive experience for the players and overall for the coaches as well. You know, I think some of the coaches, it's kind of their first time working with college athletes, so it's been really positive. For me, as you know, I used to coach college soccer, so I was, you know, sort of got into the swing of things pretty early, but it's been a really positive experience so far.
What's the preparation going into the last game of the season in a doubleheader, with trying to end on a positive note? What's the kind of thought behind that?
Yeah, I mean, it was sort of tough this week, right? We had to cancel a couple training sessions with the air quality. You know, we had to reschedule a game for last night, but you know, it's just all about remaining focused and continuing to build on what we've been working on throughout the season. And it's been a step up each game that we've been working with, and each training session's been better and better. So it's just about staying focused, continuing to work on what we've been working on, and trying to build a legacy here.
Perfect. Looking at the game, right, who are you looking at as one of your impact players offensively, and then who do you kind of see back there today kind of anchoring the defense for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think defensively it's going to be Maddie Gaffney as the 6, right? She just holds together everything really, really well. Callie Ann, I think up top, you know, she's been giving us a really, really positive spark up there. And you know, her vision, her ability to take players on, I think is going to have a big impact today.
Well, Chris, we appreciate all your time. Good luck today, and we'll see you at halftime.
Sure. Thank you.
here with Legacy head coach Joaquin. Joaquin, what can you tell us about the first half so far?
We played a really good first half. We created a lot of opportunities. We moved the ball very well through the middle for the attacking third and middle third. We just been unlucky finishing some of the chances, but overall we have had the majority of the possession. We have a lot of opportunities. We just need to put our opportunities away.
Going into the second half, what adjustments are you looking to go talk to the girls about and preparing for half with potential goals on the table?
Well, we're going to continue emphasizing how important it is for us to attack on the wide areas, because we've done a good job of getting to the wide areas, but I want to make sure that we talk about the runs inside the box, because we're missing a couple of those. Those crosses have been played, and then we haven't been able to find somebody in the far post.
How is it having two solid anchors in the back, Hallie Peterson and Emily Hinsey, so far this year?
Oh, it's been amazing. Those two girls bring so much to the team on and off the field. I feel very lucky they're part of our soccer team. And like I said, they've just been fantastic. On the field, they've been fantastic with the team. You know, off the field, they're great. They bring a lot of camaraderie to the team. Fantastic.
One more question here. How does it feel being able to coach some of these players? After you've coached them at youth, they've gone off to college, and now you get to see some out of college and advancing in the workforce, but now they get to come back and play here with players that you've recently coached that are now in college. How does that feel for you?
It's a tremendous feeling to coach them again. It's a lot of joy for me to coach them, because I saw them when they were little kids. I coached them when they were little kids, and to coach them as adults is just fantastic. It's like they never left. You know, we still have the same connection. We still have the same friendship we did 10 years ago. So to me, it's been a blessing to be able to have the opportunity to coach those players again. So I really want to thank St. Croix Soccer Club for giving me the opportunity to coach a team.
Moving into the second half, who do you think an impact player is going to be coming up here?
I think Anna Wagner is going to deliver a couple more goals. She had a good first half, and I think she's going to come out with a couple of goals at least. That's what we're hoping.
It's got to feel great coaching a player like that for 4 years, and now being able to see her in college for 3 years, now be able to come back and play for the summer. That's got to feel pretty good, right?
Oh my God, exactly, yes. I known Anna, I trained Anna and coach Anna since she was like 9 years old. To be able to coach her for 4 or 5 years, watching her go to play at Oregon State, and now coming back to St. Croix Legacy. I mean, in her first year, she's been a tremendous addition to our program, and I just feel very lucky. I've had the opportunity to coach her again.
Last question here. How do you think the overall season's been in the first year, and what do you think the potential is for this program moving forward?
It has been a good experience. We had a rocky start because the team was new, the players were new. We didn't really know all the players, all strengths and weaknesses. But you know, I think overall from day one till today, the team has grown a lot. For next year, I think the team will grow we will grow into a better place, because we know each other better. We know how the program works. We know how the league works, and I think we're gonna be stronger next year, coming to our second season.
We are
this
back
year,
here
I think we'll finish in 4th place
at
out of 10,
Pony
which is
Stadium.
not bad.
45
We're looking
minutes
forward to
left
finishing
in the
top 3
season
next year.
of the
Joaquin,
St.
thank you
Croix
very much
Legacy
for everything
team.
you've
Up
done this year. Good luck in
2-0
the second half.
at the
Thank
break.
you guys, I appreciate it.
Goals coming from Claire Cater and Anna Wagner. Looked somewhat dominant for most of it. Good start from the Dakota Fusion, but otherwise didn't offer too much going forward. Didn't trouble goalkeeper Kelsey Dugan all that much.
Yeah, it should be an interesting second half. We'll see what the energy and commitment level is like from both squads. We'll see how they feel. It's starting to get a little warmer out there, especially with that sun beating down. I'm sure we'll see some heavy rotation of players just to make sure that we're approaching it in the best manner that we possibly can.
Once again, it's the Fusion in the bright yellow, going this time from right to left. Legacy in the gray, from left to right across your screen. 45 minutes in the season, and second half is underway.
Extremely interested to see how the battle between the left back of Dakota Fusion number 23 and Cater goes in the second half. See if we can continue to attack that space.
Now in goal for St. Croix, number 00, Hadley Johnson.
Change in goal for the Legacy. Peterson finds Merdzik. Bonilla. Bonilla, here's Hallen down the left-hand side. A few runners in the middle. Tried to swing it all the way across to Cater. Headed half clear, but Cater does get there in the end. Good turn, finds the overlapping run here. Quick, might have won a corner.
Should have.
Yeah, I think so. Assistant referee changes his decision there, and it'll be a corner for the Legacy. Legacy try and make something of these set pieces. Delivery from Merdzik, low delivery, and will be kicked right back out for another corner. Reminder, doubleheader here this evening. St. Croix Legends taking on Manitoba at 7 p.m. Phil and I will be back for that one. Better delivery this time from Merdzik. Clash of heads, won by the Fusion. That's a good volley. Wasn't a bad strike, was a tough angle for Laney Merdzik there. Headed by Mogler into the path of Bonilla. Bonilla holds it up, swings it back toward Mogler. And still lays it back. Avery Merdzik not quite able to get there. But recovered by Laney Merdzik in the end. Here's Quick. Driven in low. Mogler turns.
In the middle of fixing her hair as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. Sort of put the defender off maybe though.
Something. I noticed she had
She quickly adjusted though, got to it.
potentially lost something that was keeping that in place.
Cater, it's a good delivery to the back post. And Bonilla was just at an awkward angle there, not quite able to keep it in. Dangerous delivery across the 6-yard box though from Cater, who's looked dangerous.
Yeah, she had a great game so far, and you know the idea is really good. It's just the runs hadn't developed enough really to make that more than just a ball in a dangerous space. So maybe just a slight bit more patience before serving that, just to allow those runs to develop. Could have potentially bore some fruit for the Legacy. This is the hard part here with the way that they're playing and the way that we're playing, is that it's so matched up 1v1 that sometimes it's really hard to possess out of in that middle third. We've really struggled to sustain any longer term possession to try to manipulate the game just based on the way that they're set up.
Yeah, but a bit stop-start at times.
This is more of like what we're looking for. Can we find the right spaces? Don't force it.
Quick, just came off the outside of the foot there as it was aimed toward Mogler.
Yeah, service is there, but it's not necessarily the right choice or requirement. Maybe that's, since we're playing in a two-front, maybe that's where we get one of our forwards to check down, get on the ball, and then we play 2v2 against their back two.
Ball will go all the way through, and can Mogler get onto it here?
It's going to try.
Not quite. Good work there from the defender.
I would be interested to see us switch to a 4-3-3 just to match them, to see if that frees up. The idea is a little bit better in this half. Just make a slight change.
Here's Bonilla on the left-hand side, looking just for some space. Set out to Mogler. Mogler swings it all the way across in the direction of Cater, was well headed clear. And then further, but only as far as Merdzik, working for some space. Slips it in behind here. Here's Bonilla. Bonilla, good save from Carter. Bonilla again. Good save again. Good double save there from Carter of the Fusion.
It's unfortunate that that ball got stuck under Marissa there on that second attempt, because I think she felt a little bit more rushed than she would have liked to had she been able to take a clean inside the foot first touch. I think we would likely be celebrating a goal if that didn't get stuck under her like that.
Yeah. Could have had a look up and placed it as well. Delivery comes in. It's a dangerous one.
Yeah, no, she's a good finisher.
Good skill there from Gaffney. Flicks it over her own head. And Hallen almost able to get a shot off there and commits a foul in doing so.
Gaffney continues to be just extremely steady on the ball, in the ball, or on the ball, off the ball, creativity-wise. Is always very, very steady. She has had a long and quality playing career, and it shows at this in this setting.
Foul called.
Everybody's a little confused with regards to what happened there, but I'm sure Todd saw something that he was very specific about and didn't like, and thus why we have a direct free kick for Fusion.
Fusion have defended the set piece as well. Haven't been the best on the attacking ones.
Good ball.
Only back to Mogler there. Mogler finds Hallen. A few runners going forward. Hallen holds it up well. And passes just a bit too heavy there and deflected back to Carter.
Yeah, it's just not quite reading the back line there. I like that she wants to go forward, but if we take a glance, you know, we have this benefit of this great perspective up here, so it's a little harder when you're on the field, but that Fusion back line is pretty narrow. Why not go to Cater again? It's been really good for her all game.
Yeah, it always funny. We do have such a good view from these booths, and offside there is Mogler. Did well to take it around the goalkeeper anyway.
Yeah, goalkeeper actually did well to push her a little bit wide too. I think she had a hard time finishing that had that been onside.
Yeah, Wyndham Benizzi had a Bonilla coming in on the other side. Could have tried to square it.
The Street Eats Grill food truck will be here for both the Legacy and Legends games tonight. So head on down, grab some street tacos, a pulled pork or chicken sandwich, and enjoy the
Turn
game.
the corner. Well, hopefully she will. See.
It's the one you were talking about again there.
Yeah.
So
It's on for her. I think it just makes it so much easier for her to try to get past that defender, turn the corner, and be in a bit.
It's a great ball, and Cater able to keep it in the penalty area here. Cater cuts it back. It's Mogler. Mogler turns, has the shot deflected wide corner.
It's a great effort from Cal. Had the pleasure of coaching with Cal for a couple of years on a girls team that I currently coach. Her and I started the group together and actually have 6 or 7 of them out here in support of her. So knowing her in the back of her mind, she's probably trying to put one away for them to give them something to celebrate about for her.
Low drive comes in, cleared. Out toward Gaffney. Taking no chances there, Gaffney. 2 defenders there, only one.
You know, in comparison to the last game that we worked together, the service has been a lot better on the set pieces. We just not have the runners in the right spots. They've been dangerous. Like, that ball was really dangerous to the near post, just missing a body in that space.
Balls hopping into the right areas. Mogler trips on it, able to keep it though. And still tried to slip it in behind, and it was the right idea, just a little bit too far in front of Bonilla that time.
like we spoke about last time, that's the thing that Cal can offer the game is a little bit of clever play, and sometimes it's hard for your teammates to be on the same page because they're just not necessarily expecting it.
What a ball that is, and it's a really good defensive header there because Avery Merdzik would have been away. Go wide to Cater. And it's sort of a cross-turn shot and will result in the corner. It was definitely on target. Good stop in the end from Carter.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward for her, and she had to deal with it. I think it might have went wide, but she doesn't, she doesn't know for sure. It's hard to tell, and, she does what she needs to do to ensure that her team doesn't concede. So if we got to defend a set piece versus picking the ball out of the back of our net, I think we'd choose that set piece every single time.
Merdzik, low drive in, flicked from Hallen, back out, and there's too many bodies there and scooped under it a little bit.
Yeah, I think Cal hesitated. She was a little bit worried that when she struck that ball that she's going to have contact on her on that follow through, so she kind of pulled out of it a little bit, which I don't blame her.
Hard to keep those down when they're coming at you like that. You've got to really get yourself over the ball.
Another good service, though. Those have continued. Now we just need to find some way to put it on frame and get it in the back of the net.
Legacy has started this second half a good bit better than they started the first, creating a lot more chances, dominating the play from the outset.
Well, Mike Huber is now on the coaching bench for the Legacy. He's been one of the assistant coaches all year. This is home field for his high school program. So he knows this surface and some of these players very, very well. Again, we continue to sort of struggle with that build-out play. Transitioning from this back third into the middle third it's been a tough challenge for us. Nice to have one of our forwards check here.
Cater still, and sorry, that was quick. Just couldn't quite find the pass. Well won though here from Gaffney. And still, and flicks it wide to Cater. A few runners in the middle. First time ball, it's a good low drive and well cleared. The defense on the crosses has been pretty impressive from the Fusion. Little touch there, but only into the path of Mogler, and it ends up being cleared, and Fusion will try and bring it away on the counter. They've actually got 3v3 here. If they can get a move on, it's a good ball down the line, but Hines should be behind it and is, and plays it back to Johnson.
I know she hasn't had to exhibit it much this game, but she is extremely steady as a center back. When I filled in for one of the WPSL games against one of the top teams in our league, she was an extremely strong performer.
And ball goes in behind. Hallen is onside here. Hallen takes it around the goalkeeper and still sharp angle and ends up turning it in. Almost blocked off the line, but that's 3-0. Really good finish there from Hallen from a tight angle.
I'm wondering if that would go down as an own goal.
I think technically not, because usually what happens is if the shot is on target, if the ball is going into the net anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's blocked. So usually that would go down as a goal for the attacker.
It's a good touch past the goalkeeper, pretty tough angle. Did a great job squaring her hips up to goal and getting that ball going towards frame. And as you can see, when you put the ball towards the frame, positive things tend to happen for your team.
60th minute, number 28, Jenna Pauline.
Would have been quite a clearance there from the defender. It was pretty much on the goal line by the time it got over there.
Yeah, it's tough when you're facing your own goal. If that center back or that defender was able to face up the field, she might have been able to deal with that a little bit better. But just given the circumstance and the situation, it's going to be really difficult.
Again, Mogler fixing her hair and brings it under control and brings Cater into play and goes down the line to Hallen again. And Interesting way to start an attack. Hallen able to keep it in, but only finds Carter.
Yeah, we need to get Cal some new equipment or something just to help her sort that situation out.
Seems the hair time might not be working.
Oh. Love it. Get the center back up the field, get her in on the goal scoring fun potentially.
Classic overlapping center back.
Yeah, you see it, all the top teams do it.
It's a Premier League team. Sheffield United came up to the Premier League and played with overlapping center backs for a couple seasons.
Did they actually?
Yeah, they did.
I can't say that it's something that we've ever done on purpose, but it does happen on occasion. And
With the back three, it can certainly happen where you go beyond the midfielder maybe, and midfielder can just fill in. Here's Merdzik. Merdzik, good hit. Just a little bit wide.
You definitely want to teach all of your players to have confidence and composure over the course of the game, and that includes your center backs too. They have a tough job, and but they need to be, confident in that attacking aspect as well. Gone is the one-dimensional player.
Absolutely, and you see now the demands on a center back. They've got to be still physical, usually big players, but also very technical now. Expecting to be able to play out of the back, move the ball, bring the ball out as well.
Yes.
It's a position that asks a lot of players.
It has changed a lot since the U.S. men's team went to the semifinals of the World Cup. Game has evolved quite a bit.
Even the goalkeeper is a lot of the time asked to contribute with their feet as well. Down the line toward Mogler, will likely be able to keep this in. Does, and a couple options in the middle. Hallen, Merdzik among them. Goes to Merdzik. And now Gaffney. And Gaffney with the shot. And Gaffney with the goal, all in off the post. It's a great hit from Gaffney. So accurate, just off the inside of the post there. And it's 4-0. Been a really nice second half from the Legacy. Created chances, dominated the play from the whistle.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see them putting together some goals of their own. The goals in the first half were probably more related to mistakes that were happening over the course of the game. And this half has definitely been because of the positive things that they're doing, the adjustments the coaching staff made at halftime, the better understanding of what this team is going to offer and what we're able to counter that with. So, not bad place to be if you're a second half team.
.25 minutes to go here. Been a comfortable afternoon for the Legacy. Just had so much of the ball, really. Gaffney. So good on the ball, Gaffney. Saw no options there and played simple to quick. Quick, good ball toward the back post here, and no one can quite get on the end of that. It's a good delivery.
It's nice to reflect a little bit on the first season of the Legacy. It's been an enjoyable endeavor for the club for sure. The team has gelled quite a bit over the course of the season, starting to figure each other out. And going forward, I think it only spells, positive things for this.
Oh, and it's another goal. Good finish. Cater with a deserved second goal. Just took the quick shot, found the side netting, and it's 5-0.
Yep, definitely deserved there. She's been probably, for me, the brightest spot over the course of the game so far, especially in the first half. And good for her to add a second goal to her efforts today.
So for those fans who don't know, tell people a little bit about the WPSL and the league that we are playing in here today.
Yeah, so for my understanding is that the league has been around for a little while now. It consists of mainly teams from Minnesota. In addition to that, there is a team from Fargo, which is what we're playing now, and a team from Sioux Falls. And they play roughly 10 games over the course of 2 months or so. So we start training sometime in May. Really, it's all about the collegiate player. A lot of these girls, if not all of them, are at a collegiate level, and so they are coming in and using this as a league to be able to stay fit, to prepare for the season. You know, we do have a mixture of experience here as well with Maddie Gaffney and Kellyanne Mogler. You know, they've been, former Division I players, so they know the game well enough. But they play 10 games or so over the course of 2 months and train a couple nights a week. But again, it's really meant to be geared towards that college athlete to continue to play in their off season, provide them an avenue that's hopefully safe and focused on, hey, let's get you to the fall season with your college and return you to your coach in one piece, I guess is probably the goal.
Absolutely, and in the Northern Conference of the WPSL here. So you said good level and good players. This team consisting of a lot of St. Kate's athletes.
Yep, quite a few. Handful of SDSU Jackrabbits. Obviously, we mentioned Jeffers from Ball State. I believe Maddie Gaffney is a former U of M player. Kellyanne played at, and I always butcher it, but it's a Purdue school that's an offshoot of actual Purdue, but it's still a Division I program.
Oh, is it IUPUI?
That's the one. So I always butcher that. I feel bad. But, yeah, it's great. It's been a good experience with the club. We enjoy it. And then, at the end of the day, in hopes that we continue to push, St. Croix kids through this process and start to get our under 16s, under 17s, under 19s, 18s involved in this programming. And as they transition to the school environment, they're able to come in and have something to look forward to in the spring or in the summer.
Yeah, good to see all the younger kids from the club out here.
Future players.
Watching these very high quality and experienced players.
I mean, I can look down in the stands right now, and I'm looking at probably 8 to 10 the players that will probably play with this group at some point in time. Just in the limited view that I have of who's sitting in the stands.
I was asked to commentate these games by someone at the club, and when I came in, just seems that there's a really good community around this club and good cohesion amongst everybody.
It's definitely
good vibes.
Definitely something we pride ourselves on, for sure. It's a family environment is kind of the goal. We do our best to push.
Folks seem to know each other and very friendly, and
I am jealous of the Legacy kids. I would like them to be the club kids, but they are a nice custom uniform, and those are not always easiest to put forth in the youth environment, just with replacements and mistakes and things of that nature. But really,
so they've got the names.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Well, yeah, we wouldn't. Yeah, it's got Legacy on the back, right? But we would love to. I like them a lot, actually. But the white kid is really cool too. Something we don't typically get to see in the home environment, just because that's our away kid. In year 2, I think the goal will be to try to push and start to put some pressure on the top couple of teams in the conference.
Absolutely. There's some real quality in this team, and only stuff to build on, and good squad depth as well. Good options off the bench, it seems.
Absolutely. Especially in a conference where the 2 top teams are, consistently ranked in the top 20 in WPSL across the country. So it's a good sign when you're a competitive side. I think this win I think we're sitting 4th currently. This win might push us up to 3rd, potentially. I didn't have a close enough look at it. Let me see. No, it'll keep us out of 3rd place, but we will finish 4th in year 1 out of 10, and that's not a bad Not a bad result, looking at about 15 points after 9 games.
5 victories, 4 defeats, no draws. Assuming they see this one out.
Yeah, I guess you can't put the cart before the horse here. Still got a little under 20 minutes left to play. In 20 years of coaching, I'd like to say I've seen it all, but I still continue to get surprised by certain things.
Been a good second half from this team. Just really asserted their dominance early on, created chances. Now another set piece opportunity. It'd be good to see them get a goal off a set piece for all their good deliveries.
I think that's probably the one thing that's missing so far, right?
Think so.
A little talking to from the center official to number 20. I know she's had a tough task just in terms of what she's had to deal with today. She's had to deal with some extremely quality players on their right-hand side.
Quick right into the mix. Half cleared. And then further and out of play.
So maybe a little frustration on her part.
Cross comes in, Mogler is out to it, and Mogler with the left-footed shot was a good strike, well blocked. I don't know if it might have been blocked by her own player there.
I don't know, but she put some heat on that
Yeah,
thing.
left foot. I don't know. Is she left-footed?
And she is not.
Wow.
But she can strike it either way. Again, what we talked about last time, she's different, a little bit different than a lot of the players. I kind of equate her more a little bit to street style. She just kind of offers a little bit different look. And I think one of those things is that she is fairly consistently dominant with either foot, or very comfortable with either foot. She does offer that. And she definitely hit that ball extremely hard. Those are one of the ones where you look and you go, wouldn't it be kind of fun to see what would have happened to that ball? Too often that happens where something like that gets blocked. And you're like, oh, if that only got through, it would have been cool to see what happened with that.
That's a good control, but offside.
Oh.
What a finish that was, though.
Callie, yeah, again, she is probably closer to Cal. So Callie and Cal. Callie has a very similar style to Callie Ann. They kind of are a very similar player. It's kind of fun. It'd be nice to see them sort of play together a little bit more consistently. I think there'd be some interesting creativity that would come from the two of them. Looks like Cal has drifted into this right wing back / really just another forward today.
Wingbacks have had to do relatively little defending so far.
Back three's been strong throughout. This is where we want to see that forward come in and check here.
It's a good ball in behind, and it's toward Wagner. And Wagner, what a first-time finish that was from Wagner. That is a magnificent finish. First time off the bounce. No hesitation, just drilled it home.
Yeah, we'll take that every single day of the week right there. Good confidence, good composure in that box.
6-0.
Scoring for the Legacy in the 74th minute. Her second goal tonight. Number 23, Anna Wagner.
Geez, that temperature has not relented. It's still maintained that 85 out there. So
Phil and I are grateful to be up in this broadcast booth with some nice shade and actually a little bit of breeze coming in this window. Very, very pleasant for us.
I was saying if that was still, we'd be in trouble.
Shot comes in. Oh, and what a lovely goal that is from Peterson, coming all the way up from center back. Sorry, was that Jeffers? In any case, what a finish it was.
I think you're right. I think it was Jeffers. If she's number 6.
Yeah, Jeffers is.
Yeah. The PA announcers are having a little bit of fun with the music selection here.
They absolutely are. Somewhat of a fun job.
Trying to put a little irony in the song selection.
It's 7-0, and floodgates have opened up in the second half. Only 2 in the first, 5 in the second, and still 15 minutes to play.
And again, all these goals have been...
It's been good quality as well in the second half.
Off of decisions that the team has made and efforts the team has made, and things that they've done on purpose versus necessarily something that was maybe slightly an accident. So it's been good to see from that perspective for sure.
Some good finishing in this second half as well, has to be said. Few high quality goals.
Risky there.
Good recovery in the end from Peterson. Get it out wide to Jeffers. Jeffers down the line to Wagner.
May even call that fortunate confidence. Got your fireworks lined up for the 4th yet?
I don't think so. Well, funny enough, I live in Minneapolis, about a mile or less from Boom Island Park, and they canceled the fireworks my first year living there, so a bit unfortunate.
I'm assuming that's not the case this year as of right now?
Sorry?
I said I'm assuming that's not the case.
They've canceled them this year.
They already
This is the first year that they've canceled them, and it's my first year living there, so a bit of a shame.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Could have seen them from the roof of my apartment as well. So.
Well, since you're over that way, heading into Canterbury, I don't know if we have any folks that are local, but Canterbury is a great fireworks show over the 4th.
Okay. I went to the famous Excelsior fireworks last year.
Okay.
Enjoyed them quite a bit. But plenty of good options in the metro area.
Good little foray into the attack there for the Fusion group. Got a chance off. Maybe not the most ideal finish, but
good cut inside, good strikes. Just couldn't find one of the corners.
Something the coaches can look at and say, hey, we're going to build upon that.
Team in Fargo, you may have some players from Concordia Moorhead. That would be a possibility.
Well, they actually would have, NDSU is right there. That's a strong, or it's a Division I women's program there. So depending on where those players are from, whether they head home or not, there's something you could potentially pull from. Fargo is definitely an interesting market from a youth club structure. Just familiar with it with some of the interactions I've had with some of the players in that area. So there's some different options that are available. Dakota Fusion sort of sounds like they pride themselves on the college recruitment process, and that's where they tend to focus a lot of their efforts is some of the older teams and trying to get them some exposure to the college game. So for all we know, this could be a mix of some younger players that are looking for some of that experience. Another long throw, pretty decent.
A good distance from outside the penalty area to about in front of the penalty spot. And foul away with the Fusion. Not happy with the call from the Legacy side. As we approach 10 minutes to play.
Oh, substitution on the set piece here. Sure that's not, with the heat, not something that the St. Croix team would mind too much.
Does look hot out there on that field. I always feel for the goalkeepers with their long sleeves in these situations. Cross comes in. It's a good delivery and flicked behind, will likely be a corner.
We'll have about an hour break, and then we'll get the USL2 men's game started at 7 o'clock.
Saw one of the teams arrive just a few moments ago.
Look like the Legacy men, if I'm not mistaken. They typically wear that blue shirt into the facility.
Should be a fun one. Be looking forward. I'm doing a bit of freelance commentating for McAllister this season, so I'm sure I'll see some of these players from some of the other teams.
I heard that there was going to be an invite extended from St. Kate's.
To me?
To me and you.
Oh, really?
I was like, I don't know if I have that amount of time available. I'll be.
The Maya games are a good time. I was the commentator at McAllister for last 2 seasons, men's and women's, and thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it.
That's awesome. I'll be busy with my Cretan-Durham Hall girls varsity high school program.
Well, you will be about a block and a half away from from St. Kate's then.
This is true. Could just sneak on over there. Great job by Gaffney there to win the ball out of the air.
I want to, of course, thank our broadcast team. These broadcasts do not put themselves on. Phil and I are lucky. We just get to come up here and put the mics on and start talking. But a lot of work goes into this. Our camera crew, our sound crew, getting this game going, our PA announcers. Got about 6 or 7 folks up here, 2 or 3 more down at field level. So I really want to thank everybody for putting these broadcasts on. Not as easy as the big boys make it look. Cross comes in again, and in some space is
Cali.
Flicked away in the end.
Yeah, I think that as the representative of the club, in reality, we'd also like to thank Stillwater High School, just because they've been such a gracious host for us, and tolerating not only the WPSL women being here, but the USL men and the UPSL men and the UPSL women. So, you're thinking they could have probably hosted more than 20 games this year between the 4 teams that we have. So we definitely appreciate the access to the facilities. And I guess it would be also Stillwater or Community Ed as well. Community Ed has played a big part in the ability to be here. So we appreciate them as well.
Great stadium here. Good press box as well. Thoroughly enjoying the view from up here. That one will run out of play as we approach 5 minutes left.
Big news from Minnesota United over the week, with Timo Pukki signing from Norwich City of the championship. So a nice pickup for them. Looking forward to seeing his contributions this season.
Player from Finland, so maybe looking for a similar weather to where he grew up.
It'll be nice. Hopefully that'll be the solution to the striker situation that they've been looking to solve since they started.
It's interesting, Minnesota United often doesn't attract the sort of big European stars as a result of the weather. Often you'll see them go to LA or Miami. So good to see one of the former big European players, Pukki, who 15 goals, I believe, or something like that in the Premier League a couple seasons ago. It's a good city to be in as well. Cleared long, and this could be a chance for the Fusion. Good pace in behind here, and Gaffney's giving chase. Shot comes in and comfortable enough for Johnson. Gaffney did well just to drag the opponent out wide. It was Seidel going in behind the back line.
That's really the first chance she's gotten to sort of open it up from a pace perspective. So she did a really good job there, and like you hinted at, Gaffney just sort of escorting her wide, and if she's going to give up the shot, at least she's going to give up the shot from a difficult angle. So all in all, good from both sides there.
Oh, what a turn that is.
She's clever. It's really enjoyable to watch Callie play. She's a very intelligent player.
Jeffers fighting for it there on the right side. Poked into here goes Jeffers again. And still Wagner inside. Here is Wagner. It's well blocked out. Wagner picks it back up, has a shot, and it's pushed over the top by Carter. It's a powerful strike there from Wagner from about 25 yards out.
Been impressed with Jeffers' play. I haven't really been able to see her play, and she's contributed very nicely to the side, even in the limited minutes that she's been getting just due to that return from injury.
Cross comes in, it's a deep one, goes back in. And well cleared in the end. Good control there from Jeffers. And back, but that will just run out.
Yeah, too tough of an ask right there. You can see some of the Legacy men starting to come out over on field 1 of the Stillwater Field Complex over there, getting ready to wait for their game. They'll kick off in just a little over an hour.
7 o'clock kickoff for that one. Phil and I will be joining you.
So come on back.
Yeah, we're coming down to Stillwater High School, get some street tacos. Give us a brief preview of what you've seen from this men's team so far.
You know, I wish I could. I actually have not been able to get out here for a game with my crazy schedule. I've been able to prioritize the WPSL games, but for the men's team, I don't know. I do know in the little that I've seen that I think people have been pleased with the results. It's, fast-paced, enjoyable soccer, so it should be, one to watch, and I'm curious to see what the Canadian team has to offer. So
should be fun.
See how much stoppage time is added here, if any.
It hasn't been much apart from the goals.
And there's my answer.
No need for further action. Final score here, St. Croix Legacy 7, Dakota Fusion 0. Good performance from the Legacy in their final game, and they get 4th in their inaugural season.
Good way to end it. Can't complain. Already looking forward to next year.
Thank you so much for joining us, and please join us in an hour for the men's game. Final score, Legacy 7, Fusion 0.
Jeffers had one as well.
All right. So